Isn't here. I'm doing a class today on traditional Chinese medicine. I'm teaching Shiatsu at the local college, massage college here in town. And Shiatsu is Japanese massage or acupressure, very deep acupressure type therapy. Several of you have had the opportunity to have sessions with me. I think all of you here today have, so that's fantastic. So you have an experience of what Shiatsu is. Inside of Chinese medicine, we work off of elements, and it's the 5 elements. And we have wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. And it takes all of the elements to be working together to create the whole. However, each element is whole and complete in itself, but it complements the entire system. And so the wood element is in relationship to the spring, which I am feeling like we're moving early towards the spring, except for I just looked at the forecast and I think there's some snow coming up. But in the air, it already starts to feel a little bit like spring. We start to see some growth happening. We hear the birds chirping. It's the wood element. And wood element out of balance is going to be something that's dehydrated or burnt. It's going to be something that is rigid, petrified, incapable of moving. Whereas a healthy wood element has the ability to be able to flow, to be able to take the wind of life, to be able to accept the weight of the world, to be able to accept the weight of its fruits and of its flowers, the ability to be able to accept the weight of the snow during the winter months. So wood, while it's super strong, it's also super adaptable to different conditions. And if you look at the wood element in nature, nothing is ever straight. Our plants grow in a way that kind of twists and turns, and the wood element governs the tendons and the ligaments. And these are going to be the areas around our joints. And if you ever get like tendonitis, it doesn't feel like you want to straighten your arm all the way, or you feel like you can't use your arm in a way that is to its fullest capacity. This is a wood element issue. So today, we are going to be focusing on a body that is capable of twisting and turning in all of the different ways, making sure that our entire spinal cord, and if you look at the spinal cord in an image, all of the nerves that come off of it literally look like roots coming out of this massive trunk. So our body is just stacked with this beautiful intelligence of strong yet flexible abilities. So please come to your hands and your knees to a tabletop position, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your pelvis, and settle yourself into your breath, the sound of the wind. And allow for the lips to close, breathing through the back of your nose, creating that windy, oceanic sound. In yoga, we call this the ujjayi breath. Jaya has the word jaya in there. It's the sound for victorious or celebratory. So it's a loud breath. And begin to rock from your knees left and right. Just simply feeling like if you had wind blowing, your branches would gently shake in the tree. And while you're here, bring a lot of action to your fingertips. Claw through the hands. Last week, we worked on alignment of the hands. So if you were here, really root into your tiger paws, Vyagrapada. Index knuckle is rooting. The pinky is light on the ground. And just continue to sway from side to side. And as you sway to the right, look to the left. And as you sway to the left, look to the right. Sway to the right and look to the left. And sway to the left and look to the right. And just continue moving through the spine, letting the knees gently rock from side to side. Now begin to increase this movement. Shift your weight over to your left knee and lift your right knee up as high as your pelvis, and then release your right knee down. Shift your weight over, lift your left knee as high as your pelvis, and bring your left knee down. And just continue in this way, lifting the knee and releasing the knee. Lifting the knee and releasing the knee. Now, the tendency is to look towards the knee that we're lifting. I'm going to challenge your brain integration this morning. Alrighty, lift your right knee and look over your left shoulder, the opposite shoulder. And then lift your left knee and look over your right shoulder. Yes, and we'll continue in this way, looking opposite of the knee that's lifted. We're inviting in a brain integration from left to right, top to bottom. We're asking all elements to come together. Great, friends. And then find yourself back to center, tabletop. Round your spine, look down into your organs, puff up through your kidneys, through your back body, and inhale into your deep back bend. Stretch your belly open and lift your tush. And exhale, round, look down into your organs. So very traditional cat-cow undulation, simply moving through all of the vertebrae of the spine. And then see if you can make it delicious. And as you're working through these cat-cow undulations, rock your weight from hands to knees. And so it's a little bit more dynamic of a cat-cow undulation. And just simply enjoying your body. Wood element is a healthy production. Healthy production of work, a healthy production of play. Wood element creates fruits and flowers, vegetables. And then find yourself at center, coming back to your tabletop. Reach your right hand towards the sky, and then reach your right hand past your left hand at the very top of your corner, coming into a top diagonal stretch across the body. And inhale, reach right hand towards the sky. And let's do that again. Reach your right hand towards the left top of your mat, stretching the arm in front of your other arm, and then right fingertips towards the sky. And again, one more time, reaching up towards the top corner of your mat. Moving on, now reach the right fingertips towards the sky and thread right arm underneath left arm. Let your right ear come towards the earth. Inhale, right hand towards the sky. And then thread right arm all the way back towards your left foot. So we're moving all these different angles towards the left foot. Right hand towards the sky. Let's move through all three planes again. Up above to the top left corner. Back to the sky. Thread underneath in alignment with your shoulder, and inhale your hand towards the sky, and then thread all the way back towards your left foot. Great. Come back to your tabletop, hands and knees. Left hand reaches for the sky, and reach left hand towards the top corner of your mat, reaching in the diagonal fashion. Inhale, left hand towards the sky, and again towards the top corner of your mat. Just reaching across and above, and a hand towards to the sky again. And again, one more time to the top corner of your mat. Let's move on. Left hand towards the sky and thread left arm underneath your right arm, shoulder height. And inhale this hand towards the sky, thread left arm back towards your foot. So several ways of doing a twist here. Left hand towards the sky and towards the top corner of your mat, to the top diagonal. Inhale the hand towards the sky and thread, twist across the body. Inhale towards the sky and then thread down to the bottom of the body. And then find your way back into your tabletop, hands and knees. Round your spine, look down into your organs. Inhale into your gentle back bend. Open your knees and press your butt back towards your heels, child's pose. Wood element, strong and flexible. Inhale, rise to your tabletop, hands and knees. Bring the knees together. Tuck your back toes under. So the soles of the feet are open and exposed, toes are propped under. Walk your hands back to your knees and bring your tush right on top of your ankles. Prapadasana, screaming toe pose. And sometimes the feet, I see a couple nods in the audience. The feet sometimes feel rigid. Okay, we're just gonna work through this. Walk your hands forward. Lift the tush off of the heels so we can feel the way that we can alleviate tension. Walk the hands back and bring the tush back to the heels. And we'll walk through this several times. Walk the hands forward and walk the hands back. bringing the weight right on top of the heels. Now, we have an opportunity to increase intensity here. Choice is yours. Stay here with your hands at some variation, hands on the knees, hands on the thighs, hands on the hips, or you can lift the knees off of the ground and come all the way onto your toes. Prapadasana, screaming toe pose. Squeeze the thighs towards each other. Great. Now, open the knees wide, turning the heels out, opening the knees wide. Coming into Malasana, squat pose. Bring the knees back together, release your knees back down to the ground and walk forward back to your tabletop. Walk your hands back to your knees, your tush onto your heels, coming back into your Prapadasana. The choice is always yours. You can take a block and come up a little bit taller, placing that between your ankles if that's what you need for support. Sweeping in 4 directions. Reach the left hand towards the back left diagonal, left back sky, stretching back behind you. And to center, and then reach your right hand back towards the sky, back behind you. Imagine putting something up on a shelf behind you. Great, and back to center. And then left hand reaches behind you, the height of your shoulder, and back to center. And right hand reaches back behind you, the height of your shoulder. Back to center. Left hand reaches back, the height of your hip, and back to center, and your right hand reaches back, the height of your hip. Back to center, left hand maybe possibly towards the ground through center, and then your right hand possibly towards the ground. Let's move with breath. Inhale up to the sky to the left, and to the right to the sky. And the height of your shoulder back behind, and the height of your shoulder on the right back behind. The height of your hip back behind, the height of your hip and back behind, and the reaching towards the earth back behind and reaching towards the earth back and behind. Your toes should be screaming at this point. Rock forward onto your hands and your knees. Release the tops of the feet to the ground. Round your spine, look down into your organs. Inhale into a gentle back bend. Open your knees wide. Press your butt back towards your heels. Child's pose, stretching through the tops of the shins. Releasing the burn, the ache that was created through the front of your shins through muscle engagement. Strengthening the body. And that burning and that aching could be the fire element activating. Inviting the wood to get strong. And then rise to your tabletop, hands and knees. Rock your hands back to your knees, toes are tucked under. Prapadasana. We're going to return to this pose a couple of different ways. So just remember, toes tucked under, Prapadasana. Bring your hands back to the earth, open the knees wide, bring your heels towards the ground, Malasana, squat pose. Hands can come to the heart. For most of us, our toes will be, our heels will be lifted and our feet could be wider. So you don't have to be as snug as I am. Find the one that works for you. And if you need to place a little blanket underneath your heels, do so. In your Mandalasana, walk your hands forward, spinal undulations, round your spine. Heart towards the earth, and then round your spine up. Heart towards the earth and round your spine up. And as you're working through these spinal undulations, allow for your weight to rock from your hands to your knees and your hands, to your heels. Your hands back to your feet, and allow for your body to rock from front to back, getting in that beautiful flexibility that we're designed to have that we've most likely just simply forgotten. And then settle into your Malasana squat pose. Maybe hands come to the heart or hands stay on the ground. Bring the knees back to the earth. Bring the knees together. Toes stay tucked under. Rock your tush back towards your heels. Lift your knees. Open the knees. Let your body slide between the knees. And start to roll your way up to a bent knee forward fold. Bent knee forward folds. And then bend your knees, open the knees, let your belly spill between the thighs. Bring your hands forward and let your knees come back to the earth. Push your tush back towards your heels. Lift the knees. Open the knees. Let your belly come between the thighs. Roll yourself up to a bent knee, forward fold. And then bend the knees. Open the thighs. Let the belly spill between the thighs. Push the hands forward and let the knees come back to the earth. We're going to do that one more time. Lift the knees. Open the thighs. Let your belly spill between the thighs. Push your way up to a bent knee, forward fold. Knees are bent here, friends. And last time, open the thighs. Slide your hands forward. Let your knees come to the earth and happily take whatever resting pose or moving pose your body asks for. Cat-cow undulations, child's pose, or maybe a down dog. The feet have 26 bones, more than 30 joints in each foot. The feet are very sophisticated. And when we start to lose mobility in the feet, the rest of our body will start to become rigid. Great, friends, please rock up onto your hands and your knees. Tuck the toes under, screaming toe pose. Again, holy cow. Okay. Bring your hands to the earth. Shift your weight to your left knee and bring your right foot to Malasana, where the foot comes to the ground, the knee opens, and the left foot stays in screaming toe pose. I'll give you a side view of this. Left toes are tucked under and right knee is kneeling. Yeah, great. Bring your hands to the earth and round your heart towards the earth and round your spine up. And we'll do this several times. Big spinal undulations. Spinal undulations. Left foot is in Prapadasana and right leg is in Malasana. Screaming toe pose and half squatting pose. Our lower back gets stuck when we're sitting at our desk all day long. Our bodies are designed to move 3 to 4 hours of varied movement a day. Gather your knees back to center. Prapadasana on the right foot is tucked under. Left foot comes to squatting. Left leg is in a squatting position. Right foot is in Prapadasana. And bring your hands forward, big spinal undulations. Spinal undulations. Waving through. The body is designed to move every direction. Left and right, front and back. And bring your hands to the earth, coming back to your kneeling tabletop. Round your spine, look down into your organs. Inhale into your gentle back bend. Lift your heart. Please have your blocks handy. Step your left foot forward. Left foot is forward, right foot is back, and move your left foot so far forward that the ankle is in front of the knee. So we're looking for a long stance from front to back. Moving towards a kneeling lunge. And of course, I always recommend having your blocks there. Just bringing the ground a little bit closer. Let's move with breath. On your inhalation, pull your hips back. Extend your left leg towards straight. Pull the left toes off of the ground. And then bend your left knee and move your hips forward. Sweep your heart forward into a back bend. Exhale, straighten the front leg, fold over your left leg, pull your left toes back, bow in. Inhale to bend the knee and lift the heart, move the hips forward. And we'll continue front to back, rocking from front foot to back foot. Spine opening, spine contracting. Allow for the head to nod and bow in. And then walk your left foot back. Step your right foot forward and move your right foot so far forward that the foot is in front of the ankle. So it's a long stance from front to back. If the foot is behind the ankle, then it's going to be more challenging and also going to be unstable for the knee. So step the right foot forward. Foot is going to be in front of the ankle. Then on your exhalation, move the hips back, extend the front leg forward, and bow over your front leg. Inhale to bend the front knee, lift your heart, contract the spine into a back bend. Exhale to round. And just like wind, simply cleaning through the corners of your body, cleaning through the areas that have debris, stagnation. I feel like I've got a lot of cobwebs. And we're just patient, gentle and kind, and still productive. Great, and then slide your right knee back. Again, please step your left foot forward. Left foot so far forward that it actually comes in front of the knee. Again, it's nice to have your blocks. It's not necessary, but I find it way safer for the body. Left foot in front of the knee, reach your hands towards the sky. And bend the knee, allow for the hips to move forward. Inhale to pull the hips back and extend the front leg towards straight. Keep your left toes on the ground. That's an idea. Then bend your left knee, allow for your hips to move forward and your heart to lift. And extend your front leg to straight and try to keep the toes on the ground. Several times, bend the knee and extend the leg to straight, trying to keep the toes connected. And the last time you pull your hips over your back knee, drop your left hand to the earth, crescent over, opening up the right side of the body. Inhale through center, right hand comes towards the earth and left arm comes over, crescent from side to side. Through center and exhale to the left, through center and exhale to the right. Wood element imbalance is capable of being decisive. If you ever find yourself indecisive, like I just can't make any choices, everything is just overwhelming, there's too many choices. This is a wood element imbalance. Great, friends, please switch out your legs. Right foot forward and left knee back. Right foot is in front of the knee. Inhale your hands to the sky, starting with front to back lunges. Bend your knee, let the hips move forward. Extend your front leg towards straight and try to keep the toes connected to the earth. Ouchies. Great, bend the right knee, move the hips forward. Move the hips back and try to keep the toes connected. Yeah, stretching through the front of the shin. One more time, move the hips forward. This next time, move the hips back. Drop your right hand to the earth or to your block and stretch left arm over, opening up through the side bodies, the trunk of your body. Inhale through center, left hand to the earth and arch over towards the left, opening up right side body. Let's move with breath. Inhale through center, left arm overhead. Inhale through center. I see you, Abigail. You're rocking it, girl. The whole Seeger family's crushing it. Through center. Great, friends, please step your left foot forward to a bent knee, forward, fold. Uttanasana. Ut means intense. Tan means expansion. Asana means pose or form. Intense expansion pose. Opening from the heels through the back of the ankles, the calves, the hamstrings, the buttocks, the back, and all the way over the crown of the head and into the orbits of the eyes. This is a meridian in the body. And this particular meridian that we're stretching from the orbit of the eyes all the way down to the heel supports and nurtures the wood element. So if you feel like when you fold into this, it's like you're cracking, then that's an indicator that we could probably use a little more water and fluid in our life. Inhale, slide your hands up to your thighs for a spinal extension. Exhale to fold in, hands back to your blocks, bend the knees, forward fold. Let's move in that way a couple of times. Inhale, spinal extension, hands to your thighs. Exhale and fold in, forward fold. One more time, spinal extension, hands to the thighs. Exhale to fold in, and this time come all the way up to standing. Arms reach out and wide, fingertips come to the sky, and hands move into heart center. Reach the hands towards the sky, interlace fingers at the top. Point through the index finger and wrap the thumbs around each other. Arch over towards the right, open up through the left waistline of the body. Inhale through center and arch to the left. Yeah, and like a little pendulum, we just swing from side to side. Gentle rocking, opening up through the trunk of the body, the lateral compartments of the body. I like to think about the little glow sticks that we had back in the 80s where we'd crack them open and they'd start to glow. I feel like that's what I'm doing when I'm doing my yoga practice, is just cracking open all of the places that are rigid so that the light that's on the inside can shine. Friends, the next time you reach over towards the right, left side body is stretching. Step your left foot behind you, opening up a little bit more through the abdomen. Bring your legs back together, arch over towards the left, and then step your right foot behind you, just to the tippy toes, just a little bit more opening through the waistline. Through center, step your left foot back, arch over towards the right. Friends, the left foot that's behind you, step it, cross it behind your right leg, almost as if you're moving towards a side lunge. Inhale through center, legs come together, arch over towards the left, slide your right foot behind, and then slide your right leg behind your left leg, opening up through the waistline. Let's do that again. Through center, arch to the right, left leg back, left leg behind your right leg, a side lunge. Through center, right leg back, right leg behind the left leg, and arch. Through center. And on your exhalation, take your forward fold, Uttanasana, knees are bent. Inhale up, halfway, spinal extension. Exhale to fold in and step your right foot back. Move your right foot back so far, your left knee comes to this deep 90 degree. The knee is on top of the ankle versus the knee in front of the toes. So knee on top of the ankle. Release your back knee to the earth. Right hand stays on the ground or on a block. Reach the left hand towards the sky, the height of your shoulder. Then reach the left arm over your head. Then reach the left hand towards the earth. Then reach the left hand back behind. So we just draw this big circle, hand to the sky, overhead, to the earth, and back behind, sweeping ourselves in all directions. Wood element in balance has the ability to see clearly. And so we allow for our vision to open to all degrees, all perspectives. And then switch out the legs, step your right foot forward, bent knee, forward folds. Spinal extension, hands up to your thighs. And exhale to fold in to float your left foot back. And move the left leg back so far that this right thigh starts to come parallel to the earth. Right ankle is going to be right under the knee. Release your knee to the earth. Left hand to a block or to the inside on the ground. Reach the right hand towards the sky. Overhead to the earth and to your back foot. And we move in this way, drawing a mandala. Drawing a mandala of compassion for all perspectives. The ability to take in the soil from the earth, take in the sun from the sky, take in the exhalations of the people, and turn it into life force of the trees and the plants. Healthy wood element, capable of taking literal manure and turning it into a gift. That's a pretty powerful element. Great, friends. Please step your right foot back, coming back into a tabletop, hands and knees. Round your spine. Look down into your organs. Inhale into your gentle back bend. Walk your knees back and lower yourself, chaturanga, all the way down onto your belly. Wrap your shoulder blades onto your back. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Inhale, rise to a low cobra. Keep the belly on the ground. Back bend. Exhale and lower your chest. Inhale to lift your chest. Keep the belly on the ground. And exhale to lower. Little baby cobras pulsing up and exhaling down. Keep hugging the legs towards each other. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Great. Come up onto your forearms into your Sphinx position. Forearms are parallel to the sides of your mat. Keep your belly pressing into the ground and pull your heart forward. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Sphinx pose. Friends, please tuck your toes under. Press into your knees and lift your hips, forearm plank. And then lower your pelvis. Okay. Walk your elbows back just a little bit to be slightly behind your armpits. Press into your knees and lift your hips, forearm plank, and then lower down. Keep the knees on the ground. Press into your knees and lift the hips, forearm plank, and lower down. One more time, lift the hips, forearm plank, and then lower down. Friends, please draw your left knee up towards your armpit. So you've got right leg extended back behind you. Left knee is in kind of a fold. It's like an open pigeon pose. Sorry, tuck the back toes under again. Stabilize the knee. Press into your right knee and pull your belly, lift your hips. Great, and then lower down. And we'll go several times in this way. Lift your hips. Left knee stays on the ground. Right leg is extended straight and lower down. Lift the hips and lower down. Great. Come up onto fingertips and stretch the arms out in front of you. Big spinal undulations. Left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Lower the heart and then round yourself up. Lower your heart and round yourself up. And you're literally working tissue out of your pelvis, through your spine, accessing through the inner thighs. This is the yin channel of the wood element, yin and yang. We need nourishment and we need strength. Great, friends. Please lower down. Bring the legs back to each other and prop back up onto forearms. Sphinx pose. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Draw your right knee up towards your armpit. Left leg is extended. Tuck the left toes under. Friends, you're going to keep the right leg on the ground and the left leg on the ground. Press into your knee and lift your pelvis and your abdomen, and then lower your belly down. Press into your knees, lift your pelvis and your abdomen, and lower down. A couple of times in this way, waking up the inner thighs, waking up the trunk of your body. Now walk the hands up towards the front corners of your mat. Spinal undulations, lower your heart and round yourself up. almost like you're a little centipede or like a little worm, inchworming yourself. Asking your spine to move in different ways than what we find ourselves in our very linear world. Awesome. Come back down onto your belly and pause. Turn your head to one side. Wood element. It lives through all of the seasons. Pretty spectacular. It lives through all conditions. Natural conditions. Alrighty, friends. Keep your left ear, turn your left ear to the mat. And point your toes. Lift your right leg off of the mat, bend your right knee like a little scorpion tail, and then release your right leg back down. Turn your right ear to the mat. Lift your left leg, bend your left knee like a little scorpion tail, extend the leg straight, and then lower down. Again, look to the right, left ear to the mat. Lift the right leg and bend the knee. This time, friends, keep the right knee bent and take a twist and tap your right toes back behind you. Inhale yourself back through center. Turn your head and look to the left. Lift your left leg, bend your left knee, and tap your left toes back behind you. Great. And come back to center. Now, friends, let's prop up onto forearms. Lift your right leg. Bend your right knee. Tap your right foot behind you. Reach your right hand towards the sky, and then tap your right hand behind you. Right hand to the sky and roll back onto your belly. Lift the left leg. Bend the left knee. Step the left foot behind and reach the left hand towards the sky. Come back to your belly. Lift the right leg. Bend the right knee. Tap your right toes and reach your right hand to tap behind you. Back to center. Lift the left leg. Bend the left knee. Step the left foot behind and bring the left hand to tap behind you. We're going to add on one more fun little piece. Rock. Right foot behind you. Okay. Right hand towards the sky. Lift your left leg, and your right hand will possibly come down and touch the ankle or the foot. And then the right hand comes back to the sky. Roll back onto your belly. I'm asking for it today. Roll onto the right side. Step your left foot behind. Reach the left hand towards the sky, and then hand and foot come together. Great. Let's move in this way several times, moving full range of motion. Lift the right leg, the right foot steps behind, little scorpion. Right hand and left foot come together. Forearms come back to the ground. Lead with the left leg lifts, left leg bends, taps behind. Right foot and hand come together. See if you can close your eyes and enjoy this last flow by yourself. Little scorpion tap, inner thigh connecting, hand and foot connecting. Leading with the back body. We have a tendency to lead with the front of ourselves in our day-to-day. We worry about the way that we look, the way that we appear. Awesome. And then lower down. Choice is yours. Cat-cow undulations, child's pose, or downward facing dog. Take 5 rounds of breath, your version of repair. All righty, friends. Come back. We'll meet up in downward facing dog.
Downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Lift your right leg using the power of the back leg. Slide your right knee, right shin forward to your wrist for a pigeon prep. I think Abigail likes this one. Right knee, right shin forward for pigeon prep versus lunge. Great. Move your left leg back and allow for your hands to come towards your knee. Spinal undulation. Sweep your heart forward and round your spine up. And sweep your heart forward and round your spine up. Pigeon pose with spinal undulations. Right knee forward, left leg back. And press back to your downward facing dog. Lift the left leg and slide your left knee, left shin forward to the ground for pigeon prep. Slide your right leg back, opening up through front leg and back leg. Spinal undulations. Pour your heart to the ground and round yourself up. And press back to your downward facing dog. Right knee, right shin forward again for a pigeon prep. Allow for your right tush to come to the ground. Open your left leg and come to a wide leg seat. Left leg is extended, right knee is bent, and the foot works its way towards the groin. Reach the hands towards the sky. Bend the left knee and fold over your left leg. Imagine you're going to touch your toes. You don't have to get there. Bring yourself back up. Hands to the sky, right hand behind. Lift the hips, coming into a little back bend. Release your hips to the earth and fold over your bent left knee. Hands come up to the sky, back behind. Lift the hips. One last time. Hips to the ground. Pour over your left bent knee. Plant your hands. Find yourself into your back bend. And make your way back to your downward facing dog. Left knee, left shin forward for your pigeon prep. Tush comes to the ground. Roll yourself open. Right hip, right leg opens. Left knee is bent. Left foot is towards the inner thigh. Bend the right knee. Reach your hands towards the sky and like a wave, pour forward over the front leg. Reach the hands to the sky. Windmill, left hand behind. Lift the hips. Come up onto the shin for a little back bend. Allow the pelvis to come to the earth. Fold over your right bent knee. Hands windmill to the sky, back behind. Lift the hips. And lower the pelvis. Fold over the right leg. And last time to windmill. Lift the hips. Plant the hands and press back to your downward facing dog. Release your knees to the earth. Tabletop. Extend your right leg out behind you, strengthening the back of the body. Bend the right knee and step your right foot behind you. Look back to your left leg. Great. Bring the leg back to center and step the right foot all the way to the right. Bring the leg back to center and step the right foot back behind you to the left. Look to the left. Bring the leg back to center and step the leg to the right. Let's move with breath. Inhale to center. Exhale back behind you. Inhale to center and exhale to the right. Through center on the inhale and exhale to the left and look. Inhale through center and over to the right. We'll pause here with the leg to the right. Walk your hands to the right. You may have your blocks under your hands. Keep the toes, the right toes pointed forward versus out to the side. Spinal undulations here. Round your spine up and try to pour your heart forward. You might not have a lot of range of motion here. It's okay. We're still getting mobility. We're asking for these patterns of immobility to wake up and remember their mobility and their strength, not just their strength. Great. Walk your hands back to center. Bring your hands up to your hips. Reach your hands towards the sky and we'll move from side to side like a very strong tree. Left hand comes to the earth. Right arm overhead. Vashisthasana modified. Side plank pose modified. Inhale yourself up through center, core strength. Right hand slides down the right leg, left arm overhead. Through center, exhale, left hand drops to the earth, right arm overhead. Inhale through center and exhale, slide down the right. And we'll just go a couple of more times, working the left and right, strength and flexibility. And the next time your right hand comes down to the right, fold over your right leg, fold down the center of your mat, and walk your hands all the way over to the left. And then sweep yourself all the way to the front edge of your mat and all the way back over to the right foot. And walk yourself from side to side like a swinging pendulum, moving your hands on the earth. I like to envision that I'm in a little sandbox, a little Zen sandbox, and I'm just drawing a little rainbow with my hands on the ground, creating a mandala of wellness, mobility, strength, and then find your way back to your tabletop. Hands and knees. Extend your left leg out behind you. Bend the left knee, tap the left foot behind you to the right. Look to your right foot. And then bring the leg back to center. And then step the left leg all the way over to the left. Inhale the leg back to center and step the left leg all the way to the right. And look. And bring the leg back through center and step the leg to the left. And look. Through center, exhale and to the right. Turn the head. Inhale through center and to the left and turn the head. Reprogramming the way that the spine moves with the legs from side to side. Great. The next time that your left foot comes to the left, bring your hands up, standing on your one knee. Reach the hands towards the sky, requiring a little bit of strength. Right hand drops to the earth and opens up, side plank pose, Vashisthasana modified. Knees on the ground. Inhale through center, left arm down, left leg, and arch. Through center, right hand comes to the earth and extend over. And we move from side to side, just opening up the lateral compartments, the side compartments of the trunk of our body. Friends, in the trunk of our body resides all of our essential organs. We need for this area to be strong and flexible. Okay, the next time your left hand comes down your left leg, pour over your left leg. Slide, sweep your hands forward to the front of your mat and all the way over to the right, coming back in toward Bachi. And then slide and sweep your hands forward and all the way to the left. And slide and sweep your hands forward and all the way to the right. And we move and we draw a little healing circle around our bodies. We draw a healing circle, inviting in mobility to our joints. Lame little cliche I'm gonna say here. You ready for it? Motion is lotion. Okay? Motion is lotion, lubricant for our joints. When we get stagnancy, just like in water, we start to see disease start to grow. Come back to your tabletop, hands and knees. Round your spine, look down into your organs. Inhale into your gentle back bend. Friends, swing your feet off to one side, bring your tush to the earth, and make your way onto your back. All the way onto your back. And bend your knees, bring your feet flat to the ground. Let your arms open out to the side, palms to face towards the sky. Bring a gentle press of your head into the earth and your chin will gently lift. So your neck is not flat on the ground. Chin lifts so the neck stays away from the ground. Press your shoulders back and your heart gently lifts. Head back and shoulders back. We create strength in the posterior chain of the body, the upper back. This area gets forgetful when we sit at a desk all day. Wood element is about being able to make decisions, choosing your posture, choosing how you want to show up in the world. I choose strength. I choose to be flexible. I exercise these things. Cross right ankle over left thigh. Draw the legs in towards the body. Keep the arms out to the side, palms to face up. So just use the strength of your legs to pull the legs in. Right ankle is still crossed over the left leg. And then just let your legs rock from side to side. Your pelvis will roll on the ground from side to side. Just explore how you explore, and then slowly allow your legs to move to the left. The sole of your foot will come towards the earth. Gentle press of your head into the earth, the chin lifts. Shoulders into the earth and the heart lifts. Strong posterior chain, back chain. Engage the core, draw the legs back to center, release your feet to the earth. Left ankle over right thigh. Keep the arms out to the side and allow for your legs to come into your body. Use the strength of your core and your legs to pull the legs in. Just give a gentle wave from left to right. Let the pelvis rock. Explore how you explore. And then eventually allow for the legs to move over to the right. The sole of the foot will come towards the earth for our last spinal twist. Our last lateral side body opening. And use the strength of your core to draw your legs back to center. Extend your legs straight, not quite. Shavasana, one more thing before we completely relax. Extend your legs straight, arms are out to the side. Bring a press of your head into the earth, your shoulders into the earth, and your upper back will lift. Press your heels into the earth. And as you press your heels into the earth, your butt will actually get a little soft on the ground. Head back, shoulders back, heels back. Spread your fingers and click your fingernails into the ground. Spread your toes and fan the toes apart. Head back, shoulders back, heels back, engaging the entire back side of the body. This intelligent spinal cord shaped like a trunk with millions of roots. We honor this magnificent body with all of its elements, all of its gifts, And release all of your effort into relaxation. No effort. Shavasana, your final relaxation pose. It's the pose of no effort. We don't expect for trees to produce fruit in the winter. So we take this rest at the end of our practice, producing nothing. You are more than welcome to stay here, resting in your Shavasana, if you would like more time. I'll just turn off the video and you'll have the time to yourself. If not, you can slowly roll over to your right side. Use your hands and your arms to slowly press you up to a comfortable seat. And comfortable seat can be sitting cross-legged or kneeling on a block. A place where your pelvis can sit on the earth and the spine can grow tall. Left hand and right hand come together at heart center to Anjali Mudra, the hand symbol for the heart. A gesture to take the wisdom of your being, your strength and your flexibility, and share it with all of life. Thank you so much for taking time out and creating wellness for yourself today, friends. Have a wonderful weekend. Many blessings. Namaste.